necessary. It is vital. It needs to be done. Thank you.
It is another day to enjoy Glen Stuart Primary School and Balaclava Primary in Jamaica. Last time we watched it and it was so great. And even today, I've decided to bring the continuation of what took place in the international debate, showing concern on the environment. Because you are my follower every step of Echoes of Expression. Yeah, let's slide into this great discussion of the debate.
1 year after its ban, Sandhauser reports a reduction in a bag of litter, approximately 89% in the drains, 60% in the rivers, and 59% in streets and neighborhoods. So you realize, my opponents, the ban on plastic is necessary. It is vital. It needs to be done. Thank you.
The grenades are all over the place. M16s firing. I have to be ducking and taking cover as these two teams present us with very, very strong arguments. A girl like me not carry no scandal bag. But what will I carry? Because the paper bag went bust up before me reach home. Arguments, arguments, arguments. Flying all over the place, and they are very strong. Judges, I am so happy that I'm not sitting in your seats. At this time, you will be hearing from the third speakers. Coming to us, we will have the government member from Glen Stuart, and he is Lejeune Manning. Give him a clap, man.
Good morning, everyone. My opponents, you've heard arguments and arguments, facts and facts from my Prime Minister and Deputy, and yet still you defend this pointless point. Ladies and gentlemen, the banning of plastic bags is unnecessary. It is nothing but a feel-good ploy, a selfish marketing artifice. The banning of plastic bags is just another way for scrupulous entrepreneurs to make money out of people believing that not using plastic bags is helping the world, while earning maximum profits from so-called alternative bags made by cheap labor. In an article written by Isabel Shivlot in The Guardian, published May 12, 2007. To combat plastic bags, Anya Hinmarch launched a bag using the negative press attention that plastic bags were getting. It was later discovered that this businesswoman was in fact taking advantage of cheap labor in China. They were of no use and very poor quality, which leads me to the point, my opponents. Why such a big hurry? Why do you feel the need to drop such a drastic policy so suddenly? The bags that poor people use, reuse for garbage bags, steam cap, wet beach clothes holders, gone in the blink of an eye. The bag that offers so much benefit to the majority of our citizens, extinct, and to what benefit? They use a negative and unjust attention given to plastic bags to conclude the matter before even implementing proper replacements. My opponents, open your eyes. Look at the whole picture. Less food is coming home for you to eat because money that should be contributing to buying food is now used to buy shopping bags, and these bags are not even reliable. How sad it is, my opponents, that our parents have it so hard to buy enough food for us, but because of the drastic ban on plastic bags, they are constantly forgetting these so-called these so-called alternative bags and have to be replacing them. This is a true story. A lady had emergency business in Santa Cruz and decided it would be more economical to shop now than return the following day. On reaching the cashier, she was cutely reminded that she will need to purchase bags based on the number of food in the trolley for her children. These are options she had. 1. Pay her fare twice, not accepted. accepted at this time. Twice, to purchase the same amount of goods in the trolley. 2, leave some of the goods in order to take the remainder home. My opponents, reflect on these realities. Don't be brainwashed. The ban placed on plastic bags is unnecessary, irrelevant, and completely inconvenient. It is a feel-good ploy, a cunning tactic by the opposition, trying to sway us sensibly, progressive, thinking people with. Look at the bigger picture. Let me paint it for you. You're rich, I'm poor. You're eating big $2,000 food, and I don't have anything to eat. And you give me crumbs. Is that helping my hunger? Ladies and gentlemen, is that helping my hunger? The ban on plastic bags is not helping the problem. My opponents, why can't you see like a real professional? It is irresponsible of you to be brainwashed with foolishness. Shame on you. When we compare the Caribbean with other countries, data show that approximately 96% of solid waste in the Caribbean goes into landfills. My opponents, what percentage of solid waste goes into other countries' landfill? Only 5%. So what do they do with the remainder? 45% is converted into energy, and the other 50% is recycled. I rest my case. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good day. Heraclitus, a Greek philosopher, has been quoted as saying, "The only thing that is constant in life is change." Change is necessary. Teachers have to adjust to National Standards Curriculum, NSC. We have to adjust to Primary Exit Profile, PEP. Therefore, all of us need to adjust to a plastic bag-free Jamaica. Plastic bags increase the risk of flooding. Do you recall the numerous floodings that occurred in Clarendon when residents had to find themselves on the top of their homes? A 6-year-old drowned, even animals trying to escape that ordeal. This occurred in October 2018 and June 2017. What if all those destructions were caused by plastic bags? Think of 3-year-old children playing with plastic bags. If placed in their mouth, they could swallow the plastic bag or suffocate themselves. Not accepted. My opponents, we have educated you on the reasons to ban plastic bags. Plastic bags pollute the environment. 2, it has harmful effects on animals. 3, they affect our health. 4, it's non-biodegradable. 5, it can cause flooding. 6, and it's very dangerous for small children. In 2018, the National Solid Waste Management and Authority and NSWMA published a newsletter stating these and other effects of garbage, especially plastic bags. Don't panic. There are ways of making the ban successful. 1. BYOB. Bring your own cloth bag when shopping. 2. Don't buy drinks from plastic. Glass is great. 3. Choose toilet paper that's not wrapped in plastic. 4. Take care of what you already have.
Point of information.
Not accepted. Honorable Dalvaz, MP, made a comment on the reduction of plastic waste, February 5, 2019. Change is never easy and can be disruptive, but change is necessary if we are to ensure a good quality of life for present and future generations of Jamaica. According to Minister of Local Government and Community Development and NSWMA, the effective management of the country's waste is not responsibility of the government alone, but also the private sector, of civil society and the individual. Collectively, we can realize the most needed change. This opposition wants Jamaica to be the place of choice to live, work and raise families, and do business. The plastic bag saga is threatening this vision. All Jamaicans, my team members and I call up on you to get involved. The ban on plastic bags is vital. It needs to be done. We rest our case.
It's a battle to the finish. And only the strongest of the strongest will survive. Who will be?
All right, let's take a very short commercial break. As we come back for Echoes of Expression, keep on.
You realize, my opponents, the ban on plastic is necessary. It is vital. It needs to be done. Thank you.
Well, it is very interesting that we are tuned to Echoes of Expression, U24 television, your number one, only to inspire you. Benon is my name. Let's slide into the next segment, and it will be our last segment, looking at Glen Stuart Primary and Balaglava. As Uganda primary schools, you also learn how to make things happen. Okay, let's go into the next segment as we enjoy the Echoes of Expression.
They gave some good points on why the ban is not necessary. How can you sit there and tell us to use plastic bags when you have heard all the dangers it can contribute to? Reuse, recycle, it is still going to end up on our roads, in our water bodies, and affecting our health. Plastic bags may be cheaper to buy, but in the long run it will cost us more, such as our health. Say no to plastic. It is unhealthy. Let's save lives. We care about the future. My granny always say, who can hear, I go feel. Government, are you saying you don't care about our health? Your first speaker said plastic bags tear at a specific time. So after it tears and you dispose of it, how do you do so? Don't you burn it or just throw it anywhere you like? These are some negative ways you dispose of plastic. Tell me, are there good ways? I think not. My opponents, you are to disagree that plastic is better than paper, but yet still you show that paper tears easier than plastic. How does that support you? Judges, audience, don't get sidetracked by my opponents. Instead, use the facts given by us to make the necessary and vital decision regarding the ban on plastic bags. This opposition wants Jamaica to be the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. The plastic bag saga is threatening this vision. Thank you.
We need to stop trying to make plastic bags the villain of the environment. Instead of banning plastic bags and claiming to be environmentalists, we need to target the larger issues. Recycling is a booming and exciting industry that offers benefits to our country, both financially and environmentally. The underlying matter is that no bag is free from environmental impact, whether it is contributing to climate change, ocean pollution, water scarcity, or pesticide use. We have all noticed recently that the heat of the day are unbearably high. According to experts, this is due to the heat waves resulting from the emission of greenhouse gases. Does plastic carrier bags contribute to this? No. This is as a result of the making and increased transport of paper bags. Think and come again, my opponents. Think and come again. As the first speaker on the opposing team has said about the beach, I would love to ask if there was no plastic bottles in sight. Also, the second speaker spoke about plastic bags. Miss Opposition, did you not know that paper bag takes up to 1 to 500 years to break down, but a plastic bag takes only 1 to 20 years to break down? You say adjust to paper bags. How can we adjust to paper bags if no trees are there for us to survive? I thank you once again.
If it is one thing that I'm sure about, is that we as Jamaicans, we liquor, but with talawa. Yes, sir, we liquor, but with talawa. I am very hopeful, sitting there and listening to the presentations from these two teams. My future indeed looks bright. I just want to say to you, continue on this trend. Do not give up. Keep going, because you are indeed making an impact. Now, it is down to the wire. We will know who is the winner of the battle, who survived the shots that were fired. Judges, all I can say again is I am very happy I am not in your seats.
All right. Good afternoon again, everyone. Let me use this opportunity to invite from the audience another wild round of applause for both teams, please. I stand here now in the unenviable position of having to choose between two very, very excellent teams. But we have to have a winner, and we have to have somebody who takes the second place for today. But before we go into who won and who didn't win, let me go through a few points that were raised by both teams. So we had government coming out, starting off the debate, saying that the reusable nature of plastic bags is something that makes it something that should be used. I think the Prime Minister did a very good job. She's a strong speaker, she has a very commanding voice, and she builds on the case for the reusable nature of plastic bags and seriously weighs paper as against plastic and shows clearly why plastic is the better option. However, for me, I thought she kind of left the door open a bit for the opposition to walk through, and coming right up, the opposition leader came and deals with the case of the garbage that is being left by plastic. He builds a case on the prevalence and the cost to clean the rubbish and plastic and blames mankind as the reason for plastic being left and rubbish being left littered about the place. He made a very solid point about fish drinking bag juice, which I found to be very, very funny, and it was a very, very solid point. Continuing along, then came the Deputy Prime Minister, who I must say was an excellent, excellent speaker. Well done, sir. He comes and he opens very well, very strong, and he restates the government's case that man is to be blamed. States that education and recycling are needed for the people to get us to understand that we cannot be throwing our rubbish all over the place. He makes a very strong case that paper does not go away, but it becomes pulp. I didn't know that. Well, I knew that, but the point that he made that really had me going was that paper's carbon footprint is much larger than that of plastic. I was floored when I heard that. Well done, sir. Research shows. Then comes the Deputy Opposition Leader, who is an excellent speaker in her own right. Well done, madam. Makes a strong case and a counter-argument to the government for the case of paper. She states that plastic's composition makes it harmful when disposed, and burning it can cause serious health issues. She says that plastic takes long to break down and is seen on the road often. Here, though, I think we had a little bit of a problem. There was not enough engagement between the two teams. Points of information are being asked, and for the entire match, only one POI is accepted. In future, ladies and gentlemen, your match may be decided on who takes and who doesn't take points of information, so you have to cover that. Points of information show that you are comfortable with the speech, you know what you're talking about, and when you can say to the opposition, accept it, and you listen to the point, and then you deal with the point effectively, or you turn to government and say, accept it. Government speaks, and you say, but my opponent, my speech will deal with that, or weren't you listening? and you go deeper into your substantive. So we need to see a little bit more of that. Then comes the government members. From government, we have the speech coming where he's saying that shopping bags are being spent on rather than food. So he makes a case for the economics of the family. You go into the supermarket having a set amount of money, and then you are hearing when you get to the cash register, oh, you need to purchase a bag for X amount of money when you only had enough money to pay for your food. What do? Carry the food home in your arms? Or do you sacrifice something your children will need to eat to purchase a bag? Then comes the opposition member, makes the case for change, saying that we need to be given solid alternatives, and he does a good job of sewing up the case for the opposition, and says the case for cleaning is not only the government's responsibility, but it is the responsibility of all of us. So we as the judging panel at this point, we are in a conundrum because we are saying, all right then, who win? So here comes the people now in their opposition rebuttals. Opposition comes up and says that the government's reuse policy is foolishness, because if you are going to reuse plastic, then what happens next? However, we thought, and for me, not enough was done in the rebuttal to solidly push back against government, and then the government comes on and says that no ban is free from environmental effect, and they do a better job of attacking the opposition's case. At the end of the day, it was a split decision of the judges, which means it wasn't unanimous. One judge had it for government, one judge had it for opposition, and then as chief judge, I had to be the bad guy and step in and decide who won, because it was very, very close, and at the end of the day, it came down to one single point. So, with 252, the winners, and with 251, the second place team, we are here to tell you this afternoon. I can come down now, right? No, I won't do that to you. Our winners this afternoon, Glen Stuart Primary. Let me emphasize the point again, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, let me emphasize the point again. It was very, very, very close. However, our commendable speaker this afternoon is the second speaker from Glen Stuart, and I think his name is Joshua Howell. Well done, sir. But today's best speaker comes from Balaclava Primary, and that person is in the form of Rihanna Johnson. Please give her a round of applause. Well done, madam. Excellent. And I must say, ladies and gentlemen, that I feel good as a debate coach. These students will soon be leaving the primary walls and coming to my domain. So I'm making a case now for parents. Ladies and gentlemen, please send your children to Magotay High School. The debating society needs them. Thank you very much. Have a good afternoon. I will now invite both teams to cross the floor and shake hands.
Thank you so much for being my great viewer from when I started this episode of Glen Stuart and Balaclava Primary School in Jamaica. As I think you've seen how international schools handle their things. Let's learn, because it is always good to copy and learn new good and great things. Keep on next time, the same day, the same station. It is Echoes of Expression, Benon Mukwaya, your #1 host. Bye-bye.